The space station called Aurora Line moved quietly above a blue planet. It was a peaceful place where different alien races lived, worked, and studied together. Among them was a young human girl named Lyra. She was small, quiet, and always curious about everything around her. Lyra often walked through the long metal halls with a little honey badger on her shoulder. Its name was Bristle. People on the station knew the honey badger was loyal, fearless, and protective. But most aliens only thought it was a strange Earth animal, nothing more. Lyra did not talk much. She liked to watch things, listen to sounds, and learn about the world around her. Bristle stayed close to her, always moving its head, watching everyone with sharp eyes. It trusted no one except Lyra. Life on the station was normal, until the day an alien youth named Korth decided to pick the wrong target. Korth came from a species known for their speed and sharp claws. His people believed strength was the only thing that mattered. To him, humans looked weak. They walked softly, they asked questions, and they avoided fights. So when he saw Lyra walking alone in the hallway, he felt a strange sense of pride. He wanted to show the other aliens that humans were not strong. He wanted attention. He wanted to feel powerful. He stepped in front of Lyra, blocking her way. Lyra stopped. She looked up at him with calm, round eyes. Bristle raised its head slowly. Korth smiled, a little cruel and a little proud. He leaned forward. "Human," he said, "why do you walk here like you belong? You are small, you are weak, you do not deserve this place." Lyra said nothing. She only blinked. Her fingers tightened on her bag strap. Korth laughed and tapped her forehead with one claw, not enough to hurt, but enough to scare. Bristle growled, a low sound like a warning drum, but Korth did not step away. He enjoyed it. More aliens gathered around them. Some were curious, others were amused. None of them stepped forward to help. They did not know Lyra well. They did not understand humans. And they had no idea what a honey badger was capable of. Korth poked Lyra's shoulder, then pulled her bag away. The strap slid off her arm. The bag hit the floor. Lyra took one small step back, but she still did not raise her voice. She did not cry, she did not fight. Korth loved this reaction. "You see," he said loudly, "humans only hide, they do not." He did not finish the sentence. Bristle launched toward him with a growl so loud that everyone froze. The honey badger's teeth flashed. Its claws struck the metal floor. It moved like a small storm, fast, sharp, unstoppable. Korth jumped back. The crowd gasped. He had made a mistake, a big one. Everyone on the Aurora Line had heard rumors about the strange animal humans kept. They knew it was tough on Earth, but they never believed it could be dangerous in space. Now they watched with wide eyes as Bristle stood between Lyra and the alien boy, its body tense, fur rising like flames. Korth hissed, stepping back again. "What is this creature?" he shouted. "It is mine," Lyra said softly. Her voice was calm, but something in her eyes had changed. She was not afraid now. She was angry, but quiet angry, the kind that did not shout. Bristle growled again, scraping its claws against the floor. The sound echoed down the hallway like a warning to all. The aliens around them stepped back. They did not want trouble. They did not want claws near them. Korth lifted his hands in defense, confused and embarrassed. He had wanted to look brave, now he looked foolish. He tried to smile. "I was only testing her. Humans should learn their place." But his voice was shaking. Lyra slowly picked up her bag. She did not yell at him. She did not insult him. She simply said one small sentence. "You should not bully people." Korth laughed again, but this time there was fear behind the sound. "You think I fear this little animal?" Bristle charged forward again, snapping its teeth so close to his leg that Korth nearly fell backward. The crowd gasped a second time. Some aliens even whispered warnings in their own languages. They knew what a real threat looked like. Bristle was not pretending. It was ready to fight. A voice suddenly echoed down the hallway. "Enough!" A station security officer stepped forward. He was tall, silver-skinned, and carried a glowing baton. His eyes moved from Korth to Lyra to the honey badger, now standing guard like a tiny soldier. "What happened here?" he asked. Korth quickly pointed at Lyra. "She brought a dangerous animal onto the station." But the officer had already seen the truth. He kneeled beside Bristle, who watched him cautiously. He touched the floor near the honey badger without fear. "Bristle is a registered emotional support animal," the officer said. "It has never attacked anyone without reason." Then he looked directly at Korth. "Why would it attack you?" The hallway fell silent. No one wanted to answer. No one had to. The officer slowly stood up. "Korth, please follow me for questioning. This behavior will not be allowed on the Aurora Line." Korth opened his mouth to argue, but the officer raised one hand. "No excuses." Korth had no choice. With his pride broken, he walked away. The crowd slowly dispersed. Some aliens whispered to one another. Others stared at Lyra with new respect. Before today, they thought humans were soft. Now they were not so sure. Lyra stroked Bristle gently. "Thank you," she whispered. The honey badger relaxed, letting out a soft sound of relief. It climbed back onto her shoulder and rested its head there, still alert but calmer now. As Lyra walked away, something heavy hung in the air, something no one wanted to admit. A simple act of bullying had awakened something much larger, something stronger, something dangerous, and it would not be forgotten. Some unseen eyes were watching. Some alien minds were thinking. The event had started like a small problem, but it would soon become a conflict that reached far beyond one hallway, and far beyond one human child. News of the hallway incident spread through the Aurora line faster than anyone expected. By the next morning, almost every alien student and worker on the station had heard the same story. A human child had been bullied, and her small Earth creature had protected her like a warrior. People whispered the tale in labs, cafeteria lines, training halls, and even in the quiet areas where noise was usually forbidden. Some aliens laughed because they thought it was funny. Others felt surprised because they never believed a small Earth animal could challenge a clawed alien youth. But a few aliens felt something different: worry. If humans had creatures like this that fought without fear, maybe humans were stronger than they appeared. Lyra did not enjoy the attention. She preferred silence and safe corners. Her goal was to study robotics and explore different planets someday. She did not want to be the center of any story. She only wanted peace. But peace was not coming. The station security officer, Commander Rune, sent a message asking her to visit the security wing. Lyra went quietly, with Bristle riding on her shoulder. The honey badger did not trust anyone after what happened. It watched every person they passed as if expecting danger at any moment. Inside the security room, Commander Rune sat at a glass desk, looking serious. His silver skin reflected the blue lights around him. He motioned for Lyra to sit. "Thank you for coming," he said. "I need to ask a few questions." Lyra nodded. Bristle sat beside her feet, ready to bite anyone who acted strange. Rune opened a small device that showed a hologram of the hallway event. "I reviewed the footage. You did nothing wrong, but I must understand something. Why did Bristle react so fast? Did you train it to attack?" Lyra shook her head quickly. "No, Bristle reacts when someone hurts me or threatens me. It always protects." Rune watched Bristle for a long moment. "This creature is unusual, very unusual." Lyra gently touched Bristle's head. "Humans trust animals. Sometimes animals trust humans too." Rune nodded, but his eyes still showed concern. "I believe you. But the station council is worried. If another conflict happens, things could get serious. Many alien species here do not understand Earth animals, and some aliens do not understand humans either." Lyra lowered her eyes. "I did not want trouble." "I know," Rune said softly, "but trouble has already started." Before Lyra could ask what he meant, a loud alarm echoed through the speakers, a deep warning sound, BWWWAM. Then the station lights shifted from blue to red. Rune stood quickly. "That is the internal security alarm. Something is happening near the outer engineering ring." He turned to Lyra. "You two stay here, do not leave. I will return when I know what is happening." He rushed out, leaving Lyra alone with Bristle in the quiet room. Lyra hugged her knees, feeling a heavy pressure in her chest. Bristle climbed onto her lap and sat there, watching the door with bright, sharp eyes. Minutes passed, then more minutes. Lyra felt the walls around her grow colder. She kept listening to the distant sirens, the sounds of running footsteps, the tension in the metal structure. Finally, the alarm stopped. Footsteps echoed in the hall again. But they were not Rune's. 3 aliens in dark gray armor entered the room. Their helmets were shaped like long insect heads, and their eyes glowed red behind the glass. Lyra recognized their species at once: Zerkath, a race known for loyalty to their own clans but deep dislike for humans. She felt her heartbeat rise. The tallest Zerkath stepped forward. "Human child," he said in a cold voice, "you will come with us now." Lyra shook her head nervously. "Commander Rune told me to stay here." "We speak for the council," the Zerkath replied. "We have new orders." Bristle growled. The armored aliens looked down at the animal with annoyance. The second Zerkath frowned. "Why does the human always have this creature? It will cause problems." "It already caused problems," the first one said. "We must remove them both." Lyra's throat tightened. "Remove me? Why?" The tallest alien leaned in close. Your pet attacked a young member of another species. That is a threat to harmony, and humans should not walk freely with dangerous animals. Lyra felt her stomach twist. Bristle only protected me. Korth was bullying me. The alien spoke calmly, but his words were sharp like blades. That does not matter. The other species is angry. They want justice. Someone must answer for what happened. He reached for Lyra's arm. Bristle exploded into action. The honey badger jumped with a fierce growl and bit onto the Zerkath's armored wrist. Sparks flew from the impact. The alien hissed in pain and tried to shake Bristle off, but the creature held on tightly. The other two aliens moved forward fast. Lyra screamed. "No, stop, don't hurt him." One alien grabbed Lyra by the arm. She struggled but could not escape. The armor was too strong, the grip too tight. Bristle let go of the first alien and leapt toward the second. The honey badger's claws scraped across the helmet, leaving deep marks. The alien stumbled back, shocked that such a small creature could strike with such force. "Get control of that thing?" The third alien shouted. Bristle was ready to attack again, but the first Zerkath quickly pulled out an electric stun rod. He pointed it toward the honey badger. Lyra cried out, "Don't hurt him, he's not dangerous." The alien's voice was icy. "It is not my choice." He swung the rod down, but a powerful hand grabbed his wrist before the strike landed. Commander Rune stood in the doorway, eyes blazing with anger. "What are you doing?" Rune demanded. The Zerkath leader stepped back. "We are acting under council orders." "You lie," Rune said. "The council has issued no such command." The room froze, the Zerkath's eyes flickered. "Commander, you do not understand. This creature attacked another student. The other clans are demanding action." Rune stepped between Lyra and the armored aliens. "You will not touch this child. And you will not harm her animal." The room filled with tension so strong it felt like the air itself might break. The Zerkath leader pointed a shaking finger at Lyra. "This human is a problem. Her animal is a weapon. And her presence will bring conflict." Rune did not back down. "Then the problem is not the human. The problem is the ones who fear her." For a long moment no one moved. Finally the Zerkath group lowered their weapons. "This is not over," their leader said. They marched out of the room, leaving only silence behind. Lyra fell to her knees and hugged Bristle tightly. The honey badger pressed its head against her chest, still shaking with anger and fear. Rune sighed. "I am sorry, Lyra. Something bigger is growing on this station, something dangerous. Today was only the beginning." Bristle growled softly, as if agreeing, and Lyra felt for the first time that she was standing in the center of a storm the whole galaxy could feel, but no one could control. The halls of the Aurora line grew quieter after the incident with the Zerkath soldiers, but it was not a peaceful kind of quiet. It was the kind that felt heavy, like something dangerous was waiting behind every corner. People walked quickly and whispered more than usual. Whenever Lyra passed by, conversation stopped. Aliens stared at her with confusion, fear, or curiosity. She felt all of it. Even though she pretended not to look, she saw the eyes. She felt the silence. Her steps became smaller each day, as if she wanted to disappear into the floor. Bristle stayed close, more alert than ever. The honey badger did not like the new tension. Its nose twitched, and its ears flicked at every sound. It sensed danger in ways no human could. Commander Rune ordered Lyra to stay inside the student living quarters until things calmed down. He did not want more trouble, and he did not trust the Zerkath clans to follow the rules. Lyra listened. She stayed indoors, but she felt trapped, like she was locked inside a cage of invisible metal. The only good moment she had was when she opened her small window and watched the planet turning slowly below. The blue clouds made her feel calm. It reminded her of home on Earth, a place far away, a place where no one bullied her. But this peace did not last long. A message flashed on her screen. It was from Rune. "Lyra, please come to the security wing again. Do not let anyone stop you. Come immediately." His message felt urgent. Lyra put on her shoes quickly. Bristle climbed onto her shoulder and growled softly, sensing something was wrong. The halls were almost empty as she walked. Lights flickered. A cold wind from the ventilation system brushed her cheeks. She felt nervous but kept walking. When she reached the security wing, the door slid open with a sharp sound. Rune stood inside, expression tight, as if he had been waiting for her. "Come in," he said quickly. "We have a problem." Lyra stepped inside. What happened? Rune locked the door behind them. "The Zerkath clans are calling for a formal judgment. They want the council to punish you. They say you and your honey badger are dangerous to the station." Lyra hugged Bristle closer. "But Bristle only protects me. Korth bullied me. Everyone saw that." Rune nodded. I know, and many others know too, but politics on the station are complicated. Some alien clans believe humans get too much freedom. They think your presence is a challenge to their power. Lyra sat in the chair in front of him. What will they do? Rune took a deep breath. They want to remove your earth animal and send you to a quiet section of the station. They think separating you from Bristle will prevent more conflict. Lyra's heart dropped. No, they can't take him. He's my friend. Rune leaned forward. I will not allow it, but the council will vote soon. And the Zerkath clans are pushing very hard. Lyra looked down at Bristle, who stared back with loyal eyes. What do we do? Before Rune could answer, another voice spoke from the shadows of the room. You fight. Lyra turned quickly. She had not noticed anyone else inside. A tall alien stepped forward. His skin was green with smooth patterns like leaves, and his eyes were deep yellow. He wore the uniform of a high council worker. Lyra did not know him, but Rune did. Elder Varen, Rune said, you should not be here. I must be here, Varen replied. The situation involves all species, including mine. He walked closer, his movements slow and calm. Human child, I watched the recording. The Zerkath youth attacked you without reason. Your creature defended you. That is not a crime. It is nature. Lyra nodded, unsure what else to say. But Varen continued, the Zerkath clan leaders are angry. They feel embarrassed. They lost honor because a small earth animal frightened their youth. Rune frowned. They should blame their own boy, not Lyra. They do not think like that, Varen said. To them, losing face is worse than losing a battle. They want revenge to balance their honor. Lyra felt a chill run down her arms. What will they do? Varen looked at Bristle. They want the animal removed from this station, permanently. Lyra gasped and clutched Bristle tightly. The honey badger hissed softly. Rune took a step forward. We won't allow that. Varen held up a hand. I did not come to bring bad news. I came to help. There is a rule on this station older than any of us. When two groups cannot agree, they may call for a trial of truth. Rune stiffened. No, that rule is ancient and dangerous. Lyra looked between them. What is a trial of truth? Varen explained slowly. It is a test where both sides present their case not with words but with actions, a show of skill, courage, or strength. The council watches and decides which side is honest. Lyra shook her head quickly. No, I don't want to fight anyone. You may not need to, Varen said calmly. But the Zerkath already demanded it. If you refuse, you lose by default, and your animal will be taken. Lyra felt her breath shaking. But Bristle is just a small honey badger. He can't fight trained aliens. Varen smiled slightly. That is what they believe. But I have studied animals from Earth. Honey badgers do not fear anything. They attack lions. They chase off wolves. They survive venom that kills other beasts. This creature may surprise us all. Rune crossed his arms. We are not forcing a child and her pet into a trial. You may not have a choice, Varen said. The Zerkath leader has already announced the trial for tomorrow morning. Lyra felt the room grow smaller. Her hands trembled. She held Bristle close and the honey badger pressed its head against her chest. Rune knelt beside her. Lyra, listen to me. You are not alone. I will stand with you. Elder Varen will stand with you. Many others believe the Zerkath are wrong. Lyra wiped her eyes. I don't want anyone hurt because of me. Sometimes, Varen said softly, peace comes only after truth is shown. Bristle climbed onto the table and stood tall. Its fur rose, its teeth showed, and its eyes gleamed with fierce courage. Rune looked at the creature. Bristle is ready. Lyra's fear slowly changed into something else, determination. She placed her hand on the honey badger's back. If we must show the truth, then we will. And for the first time since arriving on the station, she felt a spark of strength inside her. Something powerful, something very human. The day of the trial arrived faster than Lyra expected. She barely slept during the night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Bristle facing tall alien warriors alone. She saw crowds watching her. She heard the Zerkath laughing at humans. Her heart felt heavy, and the air in her small room felt tight, like the walls were closing in. Bristle did not rest much either. The honey badger paced back and forth across the room, making small warning sounds whenever it sensed movement outside. It was ready, maybe too ready. Lyra kept petting it to calm it down, but she was trembling more than the animal. In the early morning, Commander Rune arrived to escort her. His face was serious, and he carried a long metal staff, a symbol of his authority. Lyra, he said gently, remember you are not alone today. Lyra nodded, but her voice was too soft to answer. The path to the trial hall felt endless. Every step echoed loudly. More aliens stood in the corridors than usual. They whispered, stared, and stepped aside as Lyra passed. Some looked curious, some looked worried. And some, especially the Zerkath, looked angry. Rune kept her close, and Bristle kept his sharp eyes on everyone around them. When they reached the central hall, the doors slid open to reveal a huge circular room with high walls and bright white lights. Hundreds of aliens sat on raised platforms, watching silently. At the center of the room was an open arena with a shiny floor marked by glowing blue lines. Elder Varen stood near the arena, his green-patterned skin shining under the lights. "Lyra," he said softly, "do not fear the crowd. Fear comes from the unknown, but today you already know what you face." Lyra tried to smile, but it was a small, shaky one. On the other side of the arena stood the Zerkath leader, wearing black armor with red symbols glowing across his chest. His 2 guards stood behind him, and beside him was Korth, the same alien youth who bullied Lyra. He looked nervous now, not proud. It seemed even he did not expect things to go this far. The Zerkath leader stepped forward. "This trial will show the truth. Humans claim their creature only protects. We claim it is a danger to all." He raised a clawed hand. "If the creature lashes out without cause, the council will see the truth." Rune replied calmly, "And if the Zerkath youth attacks first, the council will know who the real danger is." Lyra stood in the arena. Bristle stepped in front of her, growling softly, ready for anything. A loud gong sounded. The trial had begun. Korth stepped forward, eyes fixed on the honey badger. He looked unsure, as if he no longer wanted to be part of this. But the Zerkath leader pushed him lightly from behind. "Begin," the leader ordered. Korth raised his claws slowly. "Human girl, I didn't mean for this to go so far." Lyra blinked in surprise. "I know. You were unkind, but you didn't want a war." Korth lowered his head. "I cannot refuse my clan." He took one small step forward. Bristle growled loudly, teeth bared, ready to leap. Lyra put a hand on Bristle's back. "Wait." The honey badger paused, but its body stayed tense. Korth looked at Bristle, then at the Zerkath leader. "What do you want me to do?" he whispered. The leader spoke loud enough for everyone to hear. "Show your strength. Make the creature respond." Korth looked sick. "It will attack me." "That is the point," the leader said coldly. The crowd murmured. Many aliens did not like this idea. Elder Varen stepped forward. "The trial is for truth, not cruelty." But the council members stayed silent. They were afraid to anger the Zerkath clans. Korth closed his eyes and lifted his claws again. "I am sorry," he whispered to Lyra. He stepped toward her, claws raised, but not to strike her. His hands shook too much. Bristle exploded into motion. But this time Lyra grabbed Bristle before it launched. "Stop!" she shouted. The entire arena froze. Bristle twisted in her arms, confused and angry, but Lyra held on tightly. "No, we will not fight him. He is not the real enemy." The crowd gasped. The Zerkath leader snarled. "You cannot decide the rules." Rune pointed his staff at the Zerkath. "She does not change the rules. She follows the truth. Your youth does not want this. You force him." Korth looked at Lyra, surprised by her courage. You are trying to protect me?" Lyra nodded. Her arms shook as she held Bristle. "Yes." Bristle calmed a little, recognizing Lyra's tone. Slowly, its growling stopped. The Zerkath leader stepped into the arena, anger flashing in his red eyes. "If the youth will not fight, then I will." Rune moved between him and Lyra instantly. "She is a child, back away." "You protect her too much," the Zerkath leader hissed. "Maybe humans are the problem, not the creature." He stepped forward again. The move was small, but Bristle saw it as a threat. The honey badger tore out of Lyra's arms and charged with blazing fury. Its claws struck the metal floor like lightning. The leader tried to block it, but Bristle leapt with powerful force and bit into his armored arm, bending the metal with shocking strength. The crowd erupted into shouts. The Zerkath leader stumbled back, stunned that such a small creature had pierced his armor. He shook his arm violently, but Bristle only tightened its grip. The council chamber grew silent after the Zerkath leader's threat. His voice still echoed in the air like a dark cloud that refused to disappear. Everyone felt it. Everyone understood it. A threat from a Zerkath clan was not something to ignore. They were powerful, proud, and known for their quick anger. Commander Rune stood tall, gripping his staff tightly. Elder Varen watched the Zerkath leader with calm eyes, but his jaw was tight. Lyra felt Bristle tremble in her arms, not with fear, but with anger. The council dismissed the trial. People began leaving the arena, whispering to each other. Some were shocked by the honey badger's strength. Others were surprised by Lyra's courage, but almost all of them felt uneasy. As Rune guided Lyra out of the hall, he kept his voice low. Stay close. We do not know what the Zerkath might do next. Lyra nodded. Bristle stayed close to her chest, eyes alert. They walked through the bright hallway, but something felt different. It felt too quiet, too empty. Lyra looked over her shoulder several times, expecting someone to appear. When they reached the security wing, Rune locked the door behind them. "Elder Varin," he said, "we must prepare for the worst." Varin stepped forward. "The Zerkath leader has lost honor. A leader without honor is dangerous. He will try to restore it." Lyra sat down slowly. Why does he hate humans so much? Varin sighed. For many generations, Zerkath believed they were stronger than most species. When humans began working in the galaxy, things changed. Humans survived harsh worlds, won battles they should never win, and protected allies in ways no one expected. The Zerkath do not understand this kind of strength. So they fear it. Rune added, and fear easily becomes anger. Lyra looked at Bristle, all because of him. Varin shook his head. No, Bristle only revealed the truth. The anger existed long before today. Bristle hopped onto the table, sniffing the air as if searching for danger. Its fur stood up slightly. Rune noticed. Something is bothering him. A moment later, the station lights flickered, then again. Then the floor trembled slightly, as if something heavy had hit the outer structure. Rune's face hardened. That was not normal. A loud alarm echoed through the entire station. BWWWAM. This time it wasn't a small alarm. It was the emergency breach alarm. Lyra covered her ears. What's happening? Rune rushed to his console and opened the security feed. Several screens lit up with flashing warnings. Outer docking ring is under attack, Rune shouted. Zerkath ships are forcing entry. Lyra stepped back in fear. They're attacking the station. Varin closed his eyes sadly. This is not a simple attack. This is a message. They want the council to fear them. They want to show power after losing honor today. Rune grabbed his staff. We must get Lyra to safety. If the Zerkath get to her, they will blame her for everything. Lyra's hands shook. But I didn't start anything. I didn't want any of this. Rune looked at her with soft eyes. I know, but sometimes innocent people get caught in the storm others create. The door suddenly vibrated as something slammed against it from the outside. Bristle growled deeply, stepping in front of Lyra. Rune turned toward Varin. Help me block the door. They pushed a heavy metal crate against it. The door shook again. A deep Zerkath voice growled from the other side. Open the door, Commander. Give us the human child. This will end quickly if you do. Lyra felt her breath stop. Rune whispered, Don't make a sound. The Zerkath leader spoke again. You cannot protect her. She has caused dishonor. She must answer for her creature's actions. Varin stepped forward, raising his voice. Your dishonor comes from forcing a child into danger. The council saw everything. The leader hissed loudly. The council is weak. Only power decides truth. The door shook harder. Each hit sounded stronger, angrier. Rune activated the room's emergency shield. A blue barrier shimmered over the door, but it flickered. It was unstable. We don't have long, Rune said. We must escape through the maintenance tunnels. He grabbed Lyra's hand. Stay behind me. Bristle, guard her. Bristle nodded with a sharp growl, as if understanding every word. They opened a small tunnel door at the back of the room. The tunnel was narrow, dim, and filled with humming pipes. Lyra had to crouch to move through it. As they crawled, the sound of the Zerkath breaking into the security wing grew louder. Metal twisted. Something heavy crashed. They're inside, Lyra whispered. Rune moved faster. We must reach the lower deck. There are escape routes there. They traveled through the long metal passage until they reached a small grate. Rune pulled it open and they climbed down onto a lower walkway. Behind them, Bristle's nose twitched. The honey badger suddenly turned and growled loudly. Lyra froze. What is it? Before anyone could answer, a Zerkath warrior landed behind them, claws out, teeth exposed. He must have followed their trail through a side tunnel. Rune swung his staff, but the alien dodged with shocking speed. The Zerkath roared. Give me the child. Bristle leapt forward like a lightning bolt. Its teeth sank into the alien's arm. The warrior howled and swung wildly, crashing into the wall. Bristle held on, refusing to let go. Bristle. Lyra cried, afraid for him. The alien slammed Bristle against the wall again and again. The honey badger fell to the ground, shaking its head but not giving up. Lyra ran toward it, but Rune grabbed her arm. Stay back. The Zerkath lunged for Lyra, but Bristle dragged itself up and jumped again, biting the alien's leg with desperate strength. The warrior screamed. Rune struck the alien in the head with his staff. The warrior collapsed to the ground, unconscious. Lyra fell to her knees beside Bristle. "Bristle, are you hurt?" The honey badger's fur was messy, and it breathed heavily, but its eyes were still fierce. It pushed its head into Lyra's hands, telling her it was still ready to protect her. Viren helped Rune pull the alien to the side. "That was only one," Viren whispered. "More will come, we must keep moving." Lyra held Bristle close and stood. "Why won't they stop hunting me?" Rune looked into her frightened eyes. "Because you showed them something today. Something they fear more than claws or weapons." Lyra didn't understand. "What do they fear?" Rune answered softly. "The bond between a human and something that would die for them." The lower decks of the Aurora line shook again as the Zerkath ships locked onto the station. The metal walls trembled like a living creature in pain. Lights flickered. Distant explosions echoed through the long, empty halls. Lyra held Bristle close as she followed Commander Rune and Elder Varen. Every step felt heavier. Every sound behind them felt like danger closing in. Rune looked at the shaking ceiling. "They are trying to force entry through the engineering section. We do not have much time." Lyra swallowed hard. "Will they break through?" Varen answered with a sad tone. "They will keep trying until they reach you. The Zerkath leader wants to show the galaxy that no one can protect a human child from him." Lyra looked down at Bristle. The honey badger was hurt but still watching every shadow, growling quietly. "I don't want anyone to get hurt because of me." Rune shook his head gently. "You did not create this. You only revealed truth. The Zerkath leader is the one choosing violence." They reached a small metal door marked with red symbols. Rune typed a code, and the door opened into a circular chamber that hummed with soft blue light. It was an emergency escape core, one of the safest places on the station. But the moment they stepped inside, the platform trembled again. This time the shaking did not stop. The sound of metal cracking vibrated through the walls. "They breached the deck above," Varen shouted. Another loud crash, dust fell from the ceiling. Lyra covered her ears. Bristle scrambled onto her shoulder, tense and shaking with anger. Rune looked around quickly. "We cannot stay here, they will corner us." Before they could move, the chamber door slid open. The Zerkath leader stepped inside. He looked taller than before, armor cracked from Bristle's bite, eyes glowing like burning coals. Behind him stood two more Zerkath warriors. Lyra stepped back instinctively, but there was nowhere else to go. The Zerkath leader's voice filled the chamber. "You run like prey, human child, but prey cannot escape forever." Rune raised his staff. "You dishonor your clan with fear and rage." "I restore honor," the leader growled. "And I begin by removing the creature that embarrassed me." His gaze turned to Bristle. The honey badger bared its teeth. Lyra stepped in front of Bristle. "You hurt us once, isn't that enough?" The Zerkath leader laughed darkly. "You think I came for revenge? No, I came to end weakness. Humans bring weakness. Your kind hides behind strange animals instead of strength." Varen stepped forward, voice calm but firm. "You misunderstand humans. Their strength is different. It comes from loyalty, not violence." "Loyalty," the leader spat. "Show me then." He moved forward, claws glowing red with energy. Rune blocked him, striking hard. The leader staggered but did not fall. His warriors rushed forward, and the chamber exploded into chaos. Rune fought with precise strikes, knocking one warrior back. Varen held off the other with controlled movements despite his age. But the Zerkath were strong and they pushed harder with every second. Lyra ran to the corner, holding Bristle. "What do we do? Where do we go?" she whispered in fear. Bristle wiggled out of her arms and landed on the floor. Its stance changed, its breath steadied. Its eyes sharpened with fierce determination. It was ready. "Bristle, no," Lyra whispered. "You're hurt." But the honey badger was already moving. It charged forward with a roar that echoed across the entire chamber. The Zerkath leader turned just in time to see Bristle slam into him with incredible force. Bristle bit into the exposed part of the leader's leg armor. Sparks flew. The leader screamed and stumbled backward. The warriors paused. Rune and Varen used the moment to strike again, pushing them away from Lyra. The leader roared and grabbed Bristle, trying to rip the creature off his leg, but the honey badger tightened its grip, refusing to let go. Blood mixed with broken armor shards. "Get off me, beast!" the leader yelled. Lyra found herself running toward them before she even realized it. "Stop hurting him." The leader saw her coming. He raised his claw. "Then I end both of you." Before he could strike, Rune hit him from the side, knocking his arm away. "Not while I stand." The leader reeled, but this time he managed to throw Bristle off. The honey badger rolled across the floor, shaken but still alive. Lyra scrambled to Bristle and held him close. It's okay, it's okay. But Bristle pushed away from her gently, as if telling her this wasn't over. The leader limped forward, breathing hard. You think a small animal can change fate? Humans are weak. Their protectors are weak. Lyra shook her head, tears in her eyes. Humans are not weak. Bristle is not weak. You are the one who fears the truth. The leader froze for a moment, anger burning through his eyes. You fear, Lyra continued softly, that something small, something loyal, something brave is stronger than you. The leader roared in rage and charged. Bristle moved first. It leapt with its final burst of strength, biting down on the leader's wrist, the wrist that aimed at Lyra. This time the bite was deep, very deep. The leader screamed in shock and fell to one knee. Rune struck him from behind. Varen hit his chest. Bristle held tight, and finally, the leader collapsed onto the floor, defeated. Silence filled the chamber. The remaining Zerkath warriors froze. They looked at their fallen leader, then at Lyra, then at Bristle. Their eyes lowered. Slowly, without a word, they backed away and left the chamber. The fight was over. Rune and Varen helped Lyra stand. You did well, Rune said. Your bravery ended this. Lyra shook her head. I wasn't brave, Bristle was brave. Varen smiled gently. And you believed in him? That is human strength, the kind many fear because they do not understand it.